We are with head coach Greg Kane. With less than 7 days left of the 2017 preseason before your season opener, what's your evaluation of your club thus far?
A good preseason. I like what I see. I like how we've played. I think we'll be ready on Thursday. We're a fairly experienced team, though not an older team. And we look like we've played together for a while.
It can be kind of difficult to gauge how your players are doing, especially with the freshmen as they kind of adjust their new surroundings. Has there been anyone in particular, it doesn't have to be the freshmen, but has anyone really stood out to you in the first 2 weeks of practice?
I think collectively our returners have responded to what we've asked them to do in the off season. I think that now as they've matured, they understand what it means to come every practice and work hard, and that results in us being better as a team. So I see a collective performance that looks good.
Touching on last year, your team finished 8-6-5. The 5 ties last year were a program high. You were speaking of your returnees. You got 20 of one of them on this year's roster. The schedule is almost identical. How does that experience factor into changing some of those decisions this year?
Well, in our sport, ties are obviously close games, and you would think that more experienced players could have an impact in close games. I'm hoping that we can transition, some of those ties obviously into wins as far as the record goes. But it's a reality of our game, and our conference is very tight, so ties are something that are going to happen.
So your team just recently finished a few scrimmages this week. How important was it for them to get into game action and for you to kind of evaluate how they're doing against different squads?
Well, very important. You can feel as good as you want about your team in training or how they look or if they seem like they're fit. But you want to see them in a match performance situation, and that's game speed. Those are game decisions. So those are important for us.
Just getting kind of more in depth with your team, starting with your offense. You lost your second best goal scorer a year ago, but you returned your leading scorer and captain Sky Finley. What do you need to see from your team, and who's going to respond to kind of increase that offensive output?
Well, I think our team, once again, through experience, through players that have seen a lot of minutes, we should be having better decisions. We should have the ball more, which means the other team under pressure a little bit more. Again, it's going to be a collective response to us needing to sort out who's going to be productive for us in the goal department. But again, building on that experience theme, I feel confident that we're going to be able to score some goals.
And defensively, what should we expect from them? Sis is your full-time starter now. You got, it seems like a good group of backline players. What should we expect defensively? Well,
our backline is probably our deepest area right now as far as the roster goes. We have some dynamic young players that have joined us that have shown really well, but our experienced, again, players have showed up and really gelled well together. I expect that should be a strong point of our game.
And the NSIC coaches, I know you kind of briefly touched on your conference, but the coaches kind of registered your squad as one of the upper tier teams in the conference. What's your assessment of the NSIC?
Well, it's very tight. Records and standings would prove that over the last couple of years. It's always a battle for points in our league. Points are what it's all about. And, if you've been picked 6, you could probably finish 2 to 12. So I'm not too concerned about that. Our ambition is to finish, in the top half of the league for sure, and we want to be getting points, every game if possible.
All right, and finally, this is your 24th season of guiding the soccer team here at UMD. You've been here each and every season since the program's inception in 1994. During that time as a coach, you've racked up 256 victories, which ranks 13th all-time among NCAA Division II coaches. Coach, looking at it right now, did you ever think you'd be leading a program like this for this long and seeing where it's gone?
No, you don't. When you start, a program, I think you're really looking at, just the first year and getting through the first season, and then you start to build through those years, and you start to realize what the possibilities are. Personally, I never thought that I would be coaching, in one place for such a spell, but this is what it's been, and it's been a wonderful, opportunity, a wonderful experience for me, and we've had so many great, personalities and players and, student athletes come through our program. I'm not surprised, at the number of victories. I'm not surprised at, what our team has been able to do in that period. So it's just been real enjoyable, and it's not something that you plan on.
All right, fans. Well, remember to check out the Bulldogs soccer squad this Thursday, August 31st at 1 p.m. for their season opener right here at Milwaukee Stadium versus Wisconsin-Parkside. Coach Kane, thanks, and best of luck this season.
You're very welcome. Thank you very much.